Hey guys, and welcome to G2A's Pinnacle 4, presented by Team Archon, of course. And today we have a brand new set of players in Group B. We have TidesofTime, Muzzy, Dark Wanix, and Tom Fleur playing as well. Of course, joining me again is Firebat Casting. How are you today, Firebat?
I'm doing good. How are you today, man?
Oh my god, I just woke up from I literally just woke up from like 9 hours of sleeping, and there's actually like noodles right beside me, so I might be eating, in between players' breaks. But did you get good sleep?
Almost. I got woken up really 3:30 a.m. by my puppy because
Oh
I
wow.
just got a brand new puppy, and she is full of energy. So I did not get as much sleep as I would have liked to, but I'm still really excited to be here, and I think today's going to be a really great set of players. And even though I'm tired, I don't think these players are going to disappoint, and I think that's going to keep my energy level up for the entire stream.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. If we check out the brackets from yesterday, I guess, uh, we can see that. Up there. Oh, there we go. This transition is sick. So yeah, we can see that Purple Giant, Frid, Tice, and Forsen all played yesterday. If you missed it, you can catch the VODs in the past broadcast. Out of all the games, Frid emerged victorious without dropping a single game, and he's
Yeah.
going to advance to the playoffs in the winners bracket. And of course, Purple Drank from Team Archon also advanced to the playoffs. Although he is in the losers bracket, so he cannot drop a single game if he wants to, be first in the whole tournament.
Kind of some major upsets here. I think a lot of people's fan favorites going into it had to have been Tyson Forsen. So it's surprising to see that neither Tice or Forsen were able to make it out of this group. And it happens to be the complete unknown and underdog Frid coming out in the top of this group in such an impressive fashion with some decks that we've never even seen before. That aggro paladin had to have shocked everybody. So
Yeah, I think
really impressive.
yeah, that one definitely shocked us, and I don't know if it was like the most consistent deck, but it's definitely well it's, so far the deck that's only 100% win rate in this whole tournament. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that tomorrow. So going on to Group B, first match we have upcoming here is Tides versus Muzzy. Of course, Tides being the in Cloud 9, and Muzzy is a qualifier. Did you get to spectate any games during the qualifiers, Fireback?
Yeah, I got to spectate a lot of games in the qualifiers. Muzzy was bringing Hunter, Mech Mage, and I believe Druid was his last deck, but I'm not completely 100% sure on Druid. But I know he had a mid-range Hunter and he had a Mech Mage. So it wasn't the Face Hunter, it was the mid-range version. But
Okay.
still, pretty aggressive decks, whereas Tides of Time is known for very slow decks and a lot of really creative, unique decks. So it should be interesting to see how they pair up against each other.
Sweet. And of course, the match after that will be Tom Fleur, a very high legend ranked player, which who also qualified, and of course Dark Wanix. I guess the the Dark Wanix Demon Lock with the Fell Cannon
Yeah.
is the one that we all remember most. Well, how do you think about that match?
I just want to see some Fell Cannons. I'm excited for that. I want to see a Fell Cannon come down on turn 4 and just destroy a turn 3 Shade. That is going to be a highlight for me. And I want to see Tom Fleur's reaction when it happens. That would
Oh
be
man,
awesome.
that would be awesome. Maybe his eyeballs will compare to who was it?
Kibler.
Uh, Kibble, yeah. Kibble's eyeballs
Yeah,
was very funny. Someone made a GIF for it, and yeah, that
that was
was
pretty good.
pretty good. All right, so jumping right into the first game here, when the players are ready. Oh, just a note, Muzzy is in Team Hearthlytics, and Hearthlytics has actually been around, right? I'm not really familiar.
Like a month or so, maybe, if that.
With it.
I've at least in the Hearthstone scene, they started coming up. Their first two players were Jab and Java So Cute, I think. And then recently they added Muzzy and another person that I can't remember. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know exactly who it was. It's Bolt is the other person that they added. So they got a
Sweet.
roster of 4 now, so they're starting to become uh, or attempting to become a big name in Hearthstone.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting their name around, and that's exactly what you want to do. And of course, we got our webcams switched around. TidesofTime is at the bottom there, and Muzzy is. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny when they switched around. Um, we see that. Okay. So TidesofTime is bringing the warrior. I mean, that makes sense because he
Yeah.
really likes warrior. But then I'm gonna expect that he has some very janky stuff like double heal bot. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely gonna have some janky stuff. We saw at the Via Game House Cup he had some very creative warrior tech with lots of cards that you don't traditionally see in Warrior. So I expect we're going to see that again. So I
Mhm.
don't really know where to place this Warrior in the lineups, and that's really what's going to be the deciding factor in the lineups because, as you notice, they both have Druid, they both have Hunter. So then it
Mhm.
all just comes down to the difference in their third deck.
Right.
So it's
Oh,
going to be interesting to see how the Warrior lines up. Well,
okay.
actually, now they don't both have Hunter. One of them's got Rogue.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we're just starting things up, and
All right.
I think this is accurate.
All
Well,
right.
Ty's at least was accurate. Muzzy is gonna bring Rogue instead of the mid-range hunter you mentioned. What
Yeah.
do you think about the matchups overall, just based on classes?
Rogue beats Druid. Rogue can beat Hunter as long as it's not a face hunter. If it's a mid range hunter, then Rogue's favored. If it's a face hunter, then face hunter's favored. And then Rogue just flat out loses to Warrior. And then Druid loses to mid range hunter but beats face hunter. So the hunter is sort of neutralized by the Druid slash Rogue. One of them beats one of the other ones. And then
Mhm.
pretty much all forms of Mage do fairly well against Hunter. Mage does poor against Druid. Mage does bad against Warrior. I'm gonna say Tides of Time is a bit favored here. The Warrior just seems to do really well against a lot of Muzzy's decks, and potentially, if it's maybe a Freeze Mage, Tides of Time could try and bully out that Freeze Mage with the Druid and the Warrior, and maybe even just a good start with Hunter, just being able to finish off the Freeze Mage there.
All right, that's a pretty good assessment there. Tides, of course, is in Germany right now. He is setting up his webcam. He looks like he just woke up like us. Well, I think he'll be fine once he gets in the game. And Muzzy, on the other hand, looks just stone cold and super focused.
Yeah, it's
Like,
gonna be his first major tournament, I believe.
yeah, this is
So,
yeah. It's like his webcam isn't even moving, you know?
yeah, it's not
Oh
even
man.
moving at all. That's it's really tough the first tournament. Like a lot of people don't give it enough credit to people making their first appearance in tournaments. Everyone thinks, "Oh yeah, it's easy. You just get out there and play." It's the same thing as you always do. It's really not. It's like it takes a really long time to get used to. So you got to give players props for like their first time and be a little easier on them.
Yeah. Well, they're
Yeah,
putting themselves out there for you guys to uh
criticize. And
yeah,
the
pretty
internet's a
much.
scary place.
Yeah, I mean, every play is like 500% more important because, so many pairs of eyes are looking down at you, and
And there's
uh,
money on the line.
there is big money on the line. And I guess even the title is very, very important, right? And you
Yeah.
want to get your name out there, get your Hearthstone career started. So, and of course, your first opponent is tied to time. So you have to
Yeah.
feel, some amount of pressure going into this. Is
Definitely
it,
a lot of pressure.
yeah, but don't you think it's like common concern for like newer players or like qualified players that they're not really used to the tournament scene and their plays might be a bit different because they're not really confident or whatnot. They're not really used to it. What do you think?
Well, one of the big differences, like, yeah, the confidence thing is an issue, and having so many people watching you is an issue. Being nervous is an issue because you're coming from a small team, and this is your big break to play against a Cloud9 player, Tides of Time, which is a huge organization. He's been around in the scene for a really long time. This is your chance to prove that you belong here, that you made it through the open qualifiers, but that you actually truly belong here in this tournament. And so that's obviously a lot of pressure. And if you let that pressure get to you, then you're going to feel every mistake is like the end of the world when really, if you make a mistake, you just got to move on, keep playing, push through it. Sylvanas
Oh,
in the opening hand from the Mech Mage, it looks like.
whoa,
That's an
that's an
interesting
interesting
tech card.
card. Do you like the Sylvanas in the Mech Mage?
I've never really tried it myself. It's not going to work out very well against Face Hunter, I don't think. Seems a bit
No.
slow for the Face Hunter matchup, but so maybe he's trying to target something with the Mech Mage like Control Warrior, which Tides has in his lineup.
Yeah, that's true. And of
One
course,
of those.
Tides is gonna start Face Hunter. I think Face Hunter is probably pretty good
Yeah,
in this
Face Hunter
matchup.
lines up well against all of Muzzy's decks except for the
Mhm.
Druid, right? So
Yeah.
not a bad lead-off choice. But
I mean,
oftentimes Mech Mage can run away with the game against Face Hunter just because of Blast Mage coming down on 4, killing like all of Face Hunter's minions and allowing enough pressure.
mm, yeah, Blast Mage
Okay,
and Norotron can stabilize the board quite
definitely.
well. Leslie's gonna coin a hero power here.
Yeah, that is a weak turn. And Tides has
Yeah.
the Haunted Creeper to follow up, and all Muzzy has in his hand is a Frostbolt to try and deal with this. And that is not the creature you want to Frostbolt.
No, I
So
mean, doubling their attack usually is a bad idea.
generally, yeah. So just as the out of the gate here, Muzzy's curve is not lining very well up against Tides of Time's curve, which is going to lead him to a bit of a disadvantage going into the middle of the game, and we're going to have to see how he can recover out of it.
Was the coin hero power super necessary? I mean, obviously as a face hunter, you want to save as much health as possible, but now your curve is kind of destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to look at it. You can look at it, all right, you got 11 1-drops in your deck, most likely, because you're Mech Mage. They usually run either 10 to 12 2-drops in their deck. So you have so many draws that you can draw off your draw that you have like 40%, 50%, somewhere in there of drawing a card that you can play right off the top that you can justify coin ping that way. Or you can say, I'll take the 2 damage now so I can allow myself to develop faster. And those are sort of the plays he went with. And he took the gamble of drawing a 2-drop and he whiffed. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess his hand was already really bad, so I guess he had to take the gamble, I guess.
He doesn't have to, but that's the line he chose, and it ended up being bad for him. It could have worked out. Like, see if he got that Snow Chug on turn 2, it would have worked out. But if he like had chosen to pass and then coined Spider Tank into Tinkertown, then it would be guaranteed to be mediocre. But he went for the gamble play, so he's taking risks, which is usually something you don't see out of new players in tournament scenes. Usually they always play really, really safe.
I wonder.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, turn 4 for Muzzy here doesn't seem like the best right now. I mean, sure you can kill off kill out the first half of the Potted Creeper and just ping it off, and the Snow Chugger comes down. But I mean, the time is ticking, right?
I don't know how I feel about this Haunted Creeper at all. I would go face, Frostbolt the face, and then play Snow Chugga. I don't think you have any concern about this Haunted Creeper at all. You don't want to kill it. What you want to do is you want to start chain freezing him. And you don't want to let him get these bow charges out. And that looks like exactly what he's going to do here. It's too slow to develop the 4-drop. You need to just freeze his face, not let the bow get any more value. You can't afford to take more face damage. So I really like his line here.
Very nice, very nice. Tides is Joe drew a Wolf Rider. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes face with it or maybe kills Snow Chugga. Yeah, I like going face. I think it's too much of a damage investment to kill the Snow Chugga, even though it frees up more of your damage.
Oh man. And whoa, breaking the Haunted Creeper just to get 2 1-1s.
Interesting.
Whoa!
This Blast Mage is going to punish him for that.
Oh my god. Wow.
Wow. That is a huge top deck right there.
Well, we'll see if it hits the Wolf Rider. That's the important one.
Baby. Oh, it hits it. It hits all 3.
Wow!
Wow.
Oh my god, what a change.
And yeah, that chain freeze. So sometimes it's right to frostbolt your opponent in the face.
My god, actually Muzzy is looking at lethal next turn. There's a fireball in the ping.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not quite
Misha
yet. Wow.
is going to stop it.
Alright. But, what do you do here with your Tides? I mean, your time is running out now.
Well, you can do... Assuming you don't get frozen... Well, you have to assume you're going to get frozen. You only have 8 damage next turn. So even if you Arcane Golem in the face, you don't set up lethal. Unless... No, that doesn't set up lethal either.
Right.
Since there's no way to set up lethal, you might have to clear. I don't know. It's looking like a really big hole here. But he's going to try and make the best of the situation. Try and get that bow active.
Okay. Yeah, he gets to push 3 more damage next turn.
Yeah, Snow Chugga has really just been the hero of this game. Like, that being able to keep freezing the bow has been so good. Because Tides was looking in such a great position when he had that bow. He had that explosive trap to get extra charges off the bow. And Muzzy was able to just shut that down.
Alright, so what do you do with your Muzzy here? You have 5 mana. The game is looking like it's going to end in the next turn or 2.
I wonder.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know... How much damage can Tides possibly do is what he's got to count in his head.
Right.
So, the most damage is like... if he leaves the Owl up, it's a lot. But he's going to play Loatheb and leave the Owl up, which means that Kill Command isn't relevant, which is... fine. So that means Leroy double abusive is like the most damage, or Leroy hero power. If he leaves the Owl up, is he dead?
If he leaves the Owl up, is 7 plus 6, right?
It's only 13, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if Tides top decks a abusive or wait, actually they can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do.
Yeah. Oh, well,
so he can leave the Owl up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have counted it up and thought like he's only dead to like Leroy double abusive sergeant, and he didn't want to play around something like that crazy.
Yeah.
So Tides is one off. So in this situation, as Tides, he has to trade to try and not die, or he has to just go all face and assume there's no Fireball or Frostbolt. Can he even play around Fireball?
I don't think you can. You're gonna assume your opponent has no Fireball and just play Arcane Golem, right?
Wait, how much? Yeah, the spider tank had 3 power. So no matter what you did with the trades, you cannot play around fireball here. So he's just
Oh,
making the best of the situation and going phase. Wait, actually, if he
yeah.
Leroy's the Lotheb, is that play around fireball?
Oh, that wait, 4 plus yeah, it does. But
Yeah.
oh my god, that
It looks
actually
like
does.
he's gonna do it.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good spot by Tides there. That might allow him to win the game. Very well done. Oh,
Oh,
Frostbolt off of the
not
top.
quite. Oh man.
He makes the trade with Leroy and then gets burned by Still. Oh, the thank you BM.
Oh my
Oof.
god. Wow. Actually, if Muzzy did not top like a frostbolt there,
He would
he
have
would have
lost.
do something else, like maybe
Yeah.
Tinkertown for a taunt or something. But oh
Yeah.
man, it's
Yeah.
oh, look at Muzzy's face. He's super happy about
So
it.
happy.
He's pretty happy about himself. Winning a very hard matchup with the Mech Mage against the Face Hunter.
Well, I think Mech Mage is favored there, but his tech cards maybe make it a little less favored. Like Sylvanas
Oh, yeah?
obviously was no help in that matchup. But I
Right.
think if you have a standard Mech Mage list, it's favored for the Mech Mage.
Okay.
So the tech cards though made it a little different. So as Tides,
Well-
what do you think he's gonna queue?
So against Druid and Rogue, and Warrior is like really bad against one and super good against the other. I think you want to save that one, but I think Hunter again would be pretty good.
Mm.
Like from yesterday, we said that Druid does pretty well against Face Hunter, right? But we haven't seen a Face Hunter win. I haven't seen a Druid beat a Face Hunter, right? It has been a 0% win rate. So maybe. Like
Yeah, it
that.
looks like that's what he's gonna go with. He's gonna go with the Hunter again.
Yeah.
And he's got a really good curve. He's got the 1, 2, 3 right into Animal Companion, which is exactly what you want. Not
Right.
the greatest 1, 2s, and 3s,
Oh!
but still good. Zombie Chow is gonna
Chow.
shut down a lot of aggression,
Yeah.
followed by
Right.
Wild Growth, and he's able to cycle a Wrath, refill his hand. Really powerful hand by the Druid here.
Yeah.
Harrison Jones too is the pickup. The Hunter is generally running double Glaive Zuka, double Eaglehorn bows. So that Harrison is gonna find value eventually.
Yeah. Well, Harrison is probably like a Farseer, more or less, if it just destroys an Eaglehorn bow.
Yeah.
Also
but it's a
digs
Farseer
deeper.
that draws a card.
Yeah. I mean, it digs deeper to Ancient of Lores and whatnot. That's used to win. I mean, yesterday in the Amazon tournament, I forgot who, but there was double Ancient of. Oh, it was Zelay. Yeah, he got double Ancient of Lore, taunters against a Face Hunter, and that's exactly what you need to beat.
Yeah. This Snake Trap, let's see if he's going to proc it.
Oh!
He's going to proc the Snake Trap.
Oh man.
That is brutal. This Animal Companion could roll Leok and push a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That's 6 damage, right? Or no, just 3 extra damage.
Well, yeah,
6
that's
total
damage.
damage.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, he
Snake
probably
Trap
still
is-
wants a Huffer.
Snake Trap and Face Hunter makes people just so.
Oh, he gets
yeah,
the Huffer.
Why not?
We're going to have to see a Wrath Hero Power or maybe a Keeper off the top as response from the Druid.
Yeah.
No Keeper off
it
the
should-
top.
It should have Lord come handy later on, at least. So yeah,
Not the greatest right now, though.
probably seeing clear here.
Of course, you can't let that Huffer hit you twice.
No. And man, that Snake Trap. It's been doing so much work already. I mean, 3 damage this turn. You force your opponent to hero power the snake as well.
Yeah.
Just get
Snake
do another
Trap.
damage here. Jeez.
It's one of those cards that sometimes it does nothing, and other times it just turns the game around for you. So, well done by Tides playing it on turn 2, and getting the value out of it.
All right, Muzzy is down to 19. Time is slowly ticking away again. Oh, at least he drew the Shredder, something to play, right?
I was thinking about using that coin, maybe Shredder coin hero power, but then he can't coin Ancient Allure next turn.
Yeah.
That might cause an awkward turn for him.
Oh,
Ooh, the big
Okay.
game Hunter hero power. Interesting.
I guess it kind of makes sense because the Shredder is realistically just 1 minion anyways. And your opponent's not going to trade minions into it either, right? So that's fine. Oh, Tides whips on the draw, and no Wolf Rider on turn 5 is pretty unlucky, right?
Yeah, pretty unlucky that he has like no weapon and no Wolf Rider. Well,
Yeah.
he thinks the weapon would be good, but Muzzy would have the Harrison to answer it. But still, Kill Command the face hero power is getting him really low. He's getting that Kill Command, which is a really clunky amount of damage out of his hand early, so that he's able to maybe Iron Beak Owl, Unleash the Hounds, and hero power at another time to push for the final killing blow.
Oh wow, Keeper of the Grove is actually a very good draw here. You can silence the Haunted Creeper and kill it, and then also push in the hero power and armor up himself. Because if you coin Ancient of Lord, the Haunted Creeper sticks around, and it's just 1 damage every turn.
Yeah, maybe. You're starting to get a lot of minions on the table, though. For this Unleash the Hounds. Could get a little scary. Especially since the
Yeah.
Keeper doesn't push very much racing power, whereas like a 5/5 has a lot more potential to actually kill your opponent. And
That's
at some
true.
point, you do need to kill your opponent. Like, living
Yes.
is great, and healing is good, but if you keep healing all game, they're gonna keep shooting you all game.
Yeah, I don't think in Hearthstone, I think the only way to win is your opponent exploding, right?
Right, yeah. You can't
Yeah.
fatigue a Face Hunter.
Oh,
Like, it would be-
wow.
Wow,
Double
he's really
Unleash
going
the
aggressive
Hounds.
here. He's gonna get all of the cards out of his hand so he can get that quick shot value. I kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a good point to make.
There's not that many clunky cards left in his deck if you think about all the cards remaining.
Uh-huh.
So, knowing that what he's drawn already, knowing he's gotten most of the clunky things out of the way, he's assuming he's going to get a 1 or a 2 drop and be able to get this quick shot value.
Well, it kind of sucks because you rely on your opponent to play a taunt so that the owl can be played, right? Otherwise, you're just owling nothing, and that's pretty sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's only 2 taunts in the Druid deck, and if he hasn't played it by now, you know he probably doesn't have it, so you can get the owl out of your hand, get the extra draw off the quick shot, and just go for damage. And then you know the only 2 taunts are like 2 Sludge Belchers, so then it's like 1 out of 10, 1 out of 8 that he gets it. I don't know how many cards are left.
Yeah, something
So-
like that.
You just play your odds, get your extra cards, and go in. Muzzy, of course, going to Ancient Allure here.
Yeah.
Just desperate for health right now. It looks like the Hunter
Okay.
might be able to take it.
Yeah. Oh, but not that one. That doesn't do face damage.
Yeah, so he's going to hold off on the quick shot for 1 more turn. Just keep valuing the hero power. Hold on to that owl just in case he gets the taunt this turn.
Hunter doesn't understand. Oh, wow. Double Savage Roar. So that's basically 2 fireballs, right?
Yeah. That's sort of why I was, like, questioning that Keeper play. Because, like, maybe it would have been better to push the face damage at that point. But then, of course, you never know how much damage your opponent has. You never know if that Haunted Creeper 1 damage a turn is going to become relevant before you can kill him. But him already having a Savage Roar, I think I would have liked to see him play a little bit more aggressive.
Okay.
But that's just
Well-
my opinion.
Yeah, well, Muzzy here, he can play a Shredder, hero power 1 of the dogs, and actually push for damage, go face, because his hand supports going for face right now, right? So
Yeah, he
I
needs
think-
to set up lethal. So
Yeah.
is that what he's doing? He's
Yeah,
got
this is
double
lethal?
roar. I think it's setting up. Is it setting up lethal? Let's count.
mean,
We got 9, 10,
11?
11.
11 plus 2 8s is 27, so yes. If the
Yeah.
Ancient of Lord goes face, then it is. I think it's exactly doing that, right?
Yeah, he's counting it up right now. You can see him. He's mumbling.
Hovering over the cards, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hovering over the cards and mumbling in his face cam. He's counting. You just always got to be extra sure because, of course, it's a high pressure situation. If you're 1 number off, that's the game. So it's
Yeah.
always count, double check.
And we know Hearthstone map is actually quite difficult, you know?
Oh my god, counting is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Knife Juggler. He's
wow.
going to be able to play his entire hand, hero power, and quick shot.
Mhm.
So let's see if he goes down with that. He's probably going to recognize... He's probably got to be a little afraid of dying at this point in
Yeah.
time. Yeah, he's thinking about what he should quick shot. He can kill that 4-3 off.
Yeah, but
He's probably thinking it's turn 9 and he's got to play around full combo.
if you do play a full combo, then you have to kill the keeper as well, then, right?
Yeah. Oh, Leroy
Oh!
off the top is a lot of damage. Now I think
Alright,
he has enough damage to afford to play
Yeah.
the keeper now.
Oh, wow.
Wow, he gets the juggles.
Oh my god.
This is not looking good for Muzzy. It was a second ago.
Yeah, it was,
Tables
but
have turned.
keeper of the that's not gonna change things. You can't wild go for extra cycle either. So I guess that's it. No taunters at all too.
Yeah, no taunters drawn at all. He's probably running Belchers, but maybe he's not. And he's probably running Druid of the Claw, but maybe he's not. But Druid usually has either 2 to 4 taunts in their deck. Like, most
Right.
Druids run Druid of the Claw, and a large percentage of Druids run Belcher.
Well, yeah. Tides gets this one with I'd say pretty unlucky draws, but still gets to beat the Druid once again. I mean, like we said, Druid is supposed to be like you can stand its own against Face Hunter, but not at Pinnacle, I guess.
Yeah, there's just I don't know if like there's some concern that maybe the Druid played too safe, but
Right.
like how can you even tell?
That's true because he did have a zombie chow opening, right? His opening was pretty good, and if he did coin out the Ancient of Lore like you said, it might have pushed enough damage.
Yeah, like just ignore the Haunted Creeper, Coin out your Ancient Allure, heal for 5. You're out of lethal range. Push for 4 damage with the big game hunter, and just try and set up a lethal with your roar that you already have in hand. Is like a line you can take. That's, of course, it's more aggressive and it's more risky against what the hunter can do. But sometimes that's what you need to do when you're in a desperate situation and you have no taunts. So it's like really up in the air in decision making. And sometimes you're just like, I have 4 taunts in my deck. I'm going to draw one of my taunts eventually. Let's just play it safe, weather the storm. And there are just 2 different lines you can take, and they have different outcomes.
Yeah, Muzzy definitely did the play I was thinking, and I guess the cards was just not right for him. And now, moving on to the third game, Muzzy can choose Druid or Rogue. And of course, Rogue going up against Warrior is just really, really bad. But Druid going up against Warrior is really, really good. So this is one of the situations where you just gotta 50-50 flip a coin.
Yeah, pretty much. If Muzzy queues up Rogue here and it hits Warrior, he's going to be really sad. If he queues up Druid and it hits Druid Mirror, he's not that sad. So I'm more happy. Well, actually, no, because now Tides' Druid gets out. So now all Tides has left to get out is his Warrior, and he's going to guarantee it that it goes against Rogue if he wins this match.
Assuming Tides wins. If Muzzy wins, though, Rogue is going to be facing against Druid for sure. So... yeah, I guess it goes both ways. Wow, Initiation of Lore is actually insane. Wow, Tides have like all his turns mapped up for him right now.
Yeah, well, Muzzy's got Coin, Wild Growth into Shade, so he also has a really strong start, so... game is not over yet.
Yeah. Both players going really, really fast here.
Well, yeah, they both have exactly what they want.
Right?
Yeah, they both have perfect curves. This is insane. Tides, though, is probably going to pull ahead since he has the Innervate. But he's going to be met with the Dr. Boom.
Oh my god.
Wow. The second Wild Growth, not so useful. I think it's just Innervate Ancient Allure, right? The only other consideration maybe is Druid of the Claw.
I mean, Druid of the Claw in taunt mode seems pretty good. I mean, your opponent can't really, you know...
yeah, he's going to go with Innervate Wild Growth and then play the lore. I kind of like this line.
Yeah, play the lore next turn.
Yeah, just play the lore next turn. Because otherwise, where are you going to fit in this Wild Growth? Yep. And you don't really need to save it for cycle because you have an Ancient Allure that draws 2 cards and you have an Azure Drake which draws a card. So I like that, seeing that you have enough card draw in your hand that you can afford to make this sort of play instead of saving the Wild Growth for later game card draw.
Yeah, lots of cantrips, so that makes sense. And now Muzzy. Attacking this Druid of the Claw doesn't seem like the best idea.
Yeah. I mean, if you get a Bluegill Warrior out of your Shredder, it sounds great.
Oh my god. A 6 attack, 4 mana minions. Pretty sweet.
But other than that, I don't think it's recommended to hit it.
Okay. Is that the only one? Bluegill Warrior? Yeah.
Yeah. Force of Nature drawn for Tides. Not the highest impact card. He kind of wants to hero power this turn. So maybe Azure Drake hero power.
It's not bad.
Yeah, just so you have something that trades into that Belcher.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, just clean that guy
if you play Ancient of Lore, you're not going to be able to do anything this turn. Minions are just standing there.
Yeah. Oh, Lotheb's a pretty solid pickup. If he's able to get a Wrath or something to go with that Lotheb, he can have a really strong turn next turn. By just removing his opponent's creature and then shutting them out.
Right. Over at Muzzy's turn here. Turn 6. Sylvanas is going to probably see play here.
Yeah, definitely. Just playing on curve.
He's going to chop the Shredder first, see what happens, and...
Frostwolf Grunt. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It saves some health, you know?
Yeah. Well, now he can trade with the 5/5 into the Azure Drake and not be too afraid of swipe plus hero power.
Well, swipe is actually pretty bad, right? I mean, if he swipes the Frostwolf Grunt and trades the Shredder into Sylvanas, that's pretty bad, so...
He
maybe
still
holding
loses.
up pretty good. Well, very
Double
awkward
flips.
turn for Tides here. No silence available for the Sylvanas, so you gotta have to
He's going to try and
maneuver on it.
force split it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to run in the Shredder to the Sylvanas and hero power it and try and get it to take one of the Treants.
Okay.
So...
That might be,
yeah, and in worst case, it takes the Drake, and then the Drake is a 2-health minion anyway, and he can kill it with another one of the Treants.
Oh, what if it takes the Inortron?
Well, I
Oh
guess
my
you just
God.
fold back I think I would just hero power, take the 5 damage. But this is a really damage-centric matchup, so
Yeah,
maybe he's afraid already.
Oh, he's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it. Cross your fingers, Tides. Oh
Yeah.
my. This might be the deciding point of the game, actually.
Nah.
Losing the
don't-
Drake.
Yeah,
Oh,
losing
that's-
the Drake would suck, but yeah, he just loses 2-2.
No, it's not the tree. True, yeah. So just go all face with the trees here. And, wow, this Inertron is actually really good.
Yeah, the Anoitron is really good against that shade. I love those plays with the Force of Nature to beat Sylvanas. I think it's so cool. Like, it still doesn't beat Sylvanas that good, but it's just a really cool, unique answer.
Yeah. Anytime you have, like, things to summon a lot of things, like, you know, Implosion, Muster for Battle.
Yeah.
It's another counter for Sylvanas, which the game needs, right? Sylvanas usually just pops up there, you have to have silence, then, oh, too bad, right?
Exactly. Alright, turn 7. Are we going to see a Dr. Boom?
I mean, it's turn 7, and Dr. Boom costs 7, so, you know, that's not a bad move.
Yeah, it's coming down. He has seen Tides has been holding on to that Ancient Allure since the beginning of the game, so he had probably some fear that that was something nasty, but it's not a big game hunter, it's not a mind control tech, and Tides is going to probably struggle with this Dr. Boom. He's wrathing the Dr. Boom.
For 2?
For 2. Looking for that big game hunter.
No, not quite it.
Yeah. You can clear it.
You could,
Yeah.
but
At this point, do you really want to? Probably.
I mean-
it hits for a lot.
yeah, and of course the boom bots are gonna kill off the Inertron, right? So it's not like
Yeah.
the most difficult job in the world.
And likely your Drake is going to die from the splash damage of the boom bots, because the Drake is
Oh
only at 2
gosh.
health.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't mind seeing the Drake trade into it.
but then you're so behind on board.
Yeah. Well, if this Shade at some point goes face and you're able to keeper it, maybe you can
Okay.
recover.
Yeah, that's true. Could work. Shredder and Savage Roar. Oh, combo's available now.
Combo is available. So...
Oh wow. How about an innovate scenario? Like buff the boom bots to a 330.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Then I think that Shade is definitely connecting with the vase.
Uh-huh. Wow, it's actually funny that Tides is actually 1 damage off after all this lost board control.
Yeah, but if the 5/5 lives, he's 1 damage off.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Boombot
So-
Fury.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh, wow,
take the
this is
value
trading.
trade.
Oh wow, that's gonna be.
I mean, it plays around Big Game Hunter, it plays around Keeper of the Grove. I like the trade personally, but
Sky
because-
Golem as well.
yeah,
Man, I guess. Wow, Boombots are so scary.
yeah, Boombots are scary, especially as 3/3s, man. They're terrifying.
Uh-huh. And of course, Tides knows that if he plays this Force of Nature as the second Force of Nature he plays, he needs to be playing a board-centric game to actually win the game. If he ditches the second combo.
Yeah,
I guess you have to do it. Yeah. Just kill off everything but the 3/3 Boombot.
yeah. Well, he's
And
gonna
then you're at the
combo.
mercy- You're at the mercy of your opponent now.
He's gonna kill off Cenarius and the Boombot. Now he's got to try and recover the board, which is really
Yeah.
hard to do as Druid. But
So
Muzzy
hard.
doesn't have that great of a hand. Like, if Muzzy was able to play a 5 and a 4 here, then Muzzy would be able to shut him out for sure. But just playing Ancient Allure isn't the greatest tempo card. It's a, like, hand refiller card. Card draw
Right.
card. It's not
Oh,
for
wow.
board presence.
Dropping the Zombie Child as well to push for the 2 extra damage.
Yeah. You just get that board presence more. Since he has no combo pieces in hand, I really like going for the board presence. I think playing the Zombie Chow's fine.
Okay.
But it might just allow Tides to escape out of lethal.
Yeah, you could Tides could actually kill it to keep her in hero power.
Yeah,
So-
and develop Sky Golem maybe. But he's still got to be afraid of lots of different ways Muzzy can do damage, including Savage Roar, Force of Nature, Druid of the Claw, like, Swipe.
But I mean, at this point, you're pretty desperate anyways. So. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Silencing the Boombot. That's pretty good.
Yep. Just gonna basically say that. Oh, Muzzy has no damage at all in his hand. So just gonna go with this play. Unfortunately, I think that's it.
He's got 7 plus 5. That
Yeah.
is 12.
7 plus 5 is unfortunately 12 for Tides, but very fortunate for Muzzy as he picks up another game.
Yeah, I mean, Druid Mirror, though. You're
Yeah.
never too happy when you win the Druid Mirror. You're sort of just like, yeah. I won the mirror. We flipped some
Whoa.
coins.
Are we seeing some BM here or something?
I got the swipes. And
Oh, the BM!
Oh, he's gonna kill him with Druid of the
My
Claw.
thanks to you.
Oh, he's gonna give him a thanks.
No, he's gonna use the top deck swipe.
Yeah, the top tick.
Oh, Muzzy.
I can see.
Tides is a player that's known for getting kind of tilted.
Okay.
So Muzzy just trying to abuse that fact. Tides has walked out of a few events, frustrated, and other things like that. So, I mean, I guess that's one way you can use tilting your
Use
opponent to
every
your
edge,
advantage.
right? Use every edge available to you to win this tournament.
Yeah.
There are. It is a competitive setting, and there's no scumbag or something like that. Or there is, but you know, it's understandable to use everything you have in your power to win a game.
Yeah, sure. And it's just emoticons. Nobody gets that upset.
Yeah. Tides is alright. Tides is still in it.
Protect the
But
wild.
yeah, Muzzy's gonna. Oh wow, Tides is gonna
The
use the
Druid.
Druid first.
This is the harder one, definitely
Yeah,
for
this is
sure.
the
So
harder one.
Tides opening up the harder matchup. If he's able to win this matchup, he's gonna probably most likely win the series because Warrior versus Rogue is very, very heavily Warrior favored.
Right.
So he's got to win this game. He doesn't have any innervates yet. Innervate is much more important than Wild Growth in this matchup, I think. But they're both
Oh.
really, really important
Okay. Well, why is that?
because you need to have a really explosive start and just really get high pressure on the Rogue immediately and hope that they don't have something like prep eviscerate with a Violet Teacher or something, or prep a sap or anything to catch back up on board. And if you're able to just punish them with an innervate right away, get in enough chip damage, then you're going to be able to kill them on turn 9 with the combo, or just use Dox your Boom to push enough damage to where you can win the game.
Sure. So it's just like the early pressure that you need to push.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Violet Teacher prep something in turn 4 is just the most busted combo ever. Like,
Against
Well,
Druid, yeah, it's really tough
Yeah.
for them to beat. So that's why Wild Growth can sometimes not be fast enough and can't put enough pressure on them, whereas Innervate could do more. Like, you're definitely not going to mulligan Wild Growth. That's not what I'm saying at all. But
Right.
Innervate is more important.
okay. Oh man, Tide's hands looks pretty
Really clunky.
boring here.
I mean, he's got the Loatheb, which is really good. He's got the Piloted Shredder, which is a great 4-drop. But he just doesn't have Wild Growth. He doesn't have Innervate, so his hand's going to come out really, really slow. And the Rogue, though, doesn't have very much either. I don't really like using the Dagger on that turn. Now he can't Deadly Poison and SI.
Right.
So, like, he didn't have the Deadly Poison at that time, but you have to... In this matchup, I don't think the damage is as important as the board control. So, like, here, he would have been able to Deadly SI and still have a Deadly Charge.
Right. Well, how about backstep? Hit the shredder and then SI is the thing that comes out.
Yeah, it looks like maybe that's what he was planning all along. He's really trying to save the Deadly for combos or something. So maybe it's a next level hold.
Maybe. We'll see what pops out here, and it's a. Oh man, that's a 2-health creature. It's
No Druid secrets.
and the day they make Druid secrets. Oh boy. Oh, combo is available, but.
Wow, this turn
Turn
for
4
Tides.
hero power. Oh man.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when your hand is this bad. Yeah, Muzzy knows that
Wow.
he's taunting him.
I think by this point, Tides has already squelched his opponent. I mean.
Yeah.
Right? It's just the spectator mode. Spectator mode does not allow squelching, obviously. And
Yeah, Muzzy just gets a free Ezra Drake on 5. And now, like,
oh my god.
yeah, Tides is forced to play Loatheb here, but he's got another Ezra Drake to play. Like, sometimes you can play Loatheb and get in those situations where Rogue just doesn't have any minions to play, so they're forced to pass the turn. But Muzzy still has minions to play. He's able to get a Shredder down here and Dagger up. And it looks like he's killing the Loatheb. I don't think...
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're so far ahead you can afford it, I think. I would
think
have
that's-
most likely went face, but
Yeah.
playing extra safe, why not? You're already ahead. Just play extra safe.
Okay.
I can support it either way. But you miss out on a lot of damage.
You do, and also you take some damage to the face as well. Whereas if you leave the Loatheb alive, it's probably gonna trade, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they want to kill your spell power.
Yeah.
They do not want you up there with spell power, because rogues can do a lot of nasty things with spell power.
Oh, here's another one.
Alright. In the face of Sylvanas, it looks like Muzzy's just going to develop some more. He picks up an oil.
God.
Probably going to get his redagger up, so he's able to get
Kill
a
next turn. Yeah.
yeah, gonna be able to
Is there? Oh, Tides can actually draw an
gently.
innervate.
an
Is it
innervate combo
innervate?
lethal. Innervate combo lethal. Let's see it.
Innervate, right? Tides. Are
Is
you a
it?
god draw?
Oh.
Oh, that was kind of. That's kind of unfortunate. But there is a Farseer and Tides of a tech card. Just to heal it a little bit more. So can you actually escape lethal with some healing?
Let's see. Kenny? That's
There's a lot
double
of damage.
deadly oil flurry coming in.
Oh,
That's
oh my, that's too
way
much,
too
right?
much damage. That is a lot of damage.
My God. Well, at least Tides had it out there, right? It was like,
Yeah, he set up for the innervate out, but
oof.
not quite.
Oh my, oh, six. Oh, this is
Even
is
with the
just so
healing, it's
crazy.
4 overkill. Oil Rogue can do a lot of damage if they get a board. And just Tides' early game draws didn't allow Tides to have a board to contest Muzzy's board. And that can
Yeah.
sometimes happen on Druid when you never draw Innervate or Wild Growth.
Well, that was a very quick series, actually. Muzzy is going to take the first game advance to the winner's bracket. Tides is not out yet, guys, for the Cloud9 fans, or to Tides Bunny boys, I guess, because, you know, Tides Bunny, right? That's this emote. He's still in the game. He's in the loser's bracket, where he's going to face the loser of the next match, which is going to be Dark Wanix and Tom Fleur. I think Tom Fleur is Tom Fleur in a team right now?
Yeah, he's on some team. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
I'm really bad with names. But he's
yeah.
on a team. He's Australian. I remember that. He's got a really cool Australian accent. He's a nice guy. He gets really high rank on ladder. No idea what his team is. But great
But yeah,
guy. You
he's-
should talk to him.
Oh,
Ascendry.
Ascendancy.
Ascendancy.
All right. And of course, Dark Wanix. Dark Wanix is the guy who's not on the team for sure,
Yeah.
but he's been on a lot. He's been known around the scene, and yeah, maybe some demon luck from Dark Wanix, something to look forward to, right?
Yeah, it's some cool decks.
okay.
Dark Wanix usually brings lots of cool decks.
Yep.
Yeah, really good player. I think TidesofTime once said that he was someone who he thought was the best player. But that was a really long time ago. But
Oh, yeah.
that's just something.
Okay,
So
that's a good.
definitely a good player.
All right, so before we talk about the next match, we want to give a shout out to some funk giveaways that we are doing. So if we can go on this graphic right now, if you go to Twitter and